Hello, everybody. Welcome to
guys?
episode 3 of Bricks and Banter. Last episode, we talked about video games, which was a comment that we got. This episode, we're going to be talking about space. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about our Super Bowl predictions. Personally, I'll start off. I think that the Niners will win, which is a hot take, I guess, because Chiefs are super overhyped, in my opinion. I think Brock Purdy is going to show out, and I think the Niners will win. Anyone else want to take it away?
I'll say that I, unfortunately, think the Chiefs will win because I think this very well could be a goodbye from Travis Kelce because his brother seems like he wants to get out and he could have an all-new future with the misses after his final
Imagine
Super
he
Bowl.
proposes, bro. Like
If he leaves that's a good take. I didn't think that,
Yeah,
because his brother,
yeah.
you don't know what can happen there.
Yeah.
I mean, with that too, like, it's Pat Mahomes. At the end of the day, he's still fucking amazing, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like we don't know how he's doing with like his dad with the DUI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gotta affect him
That's
in
his
some
third. It's his third DWI
It's
he's
not-
gotten.
It's not
He
gonna
has
matter.
3 of those, and Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls. It's gonna
Yes.
tie him.
The somewhat normal one goes through all that.
And that's his
But
dad's
that's
prediction.
moron.
Nose.
I honestly think the Chiefs will win. I really want the Niners to win, but I just
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want either to win. Can we have
yeah,
the Super
but-
Bowl be a draw?
Sure.
I
just
honestly think it's just set up too well.
Yeah, it is. And did you guys see all the things with like the number 13? Did you see all that
No,
stuff
I
or
didn't.
no? Okay.
I've seen something.
Yeah,
I
number
didn't look-
13
didn't look
private
into it,
jet. Number
It's
13 private
Taylor
jet.
Swift's favorite number is 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Niners are the 1 seed and the Chiefs are the 3. That's 13.
Oh.
This is her 13th game that she's going to.
Yeah.
Like there's a few other things that. Oh wait, it's Super Bowl. What is it? Super Bowl what?
Karma.
Yeah, 58. 5 plus
Karma's
8.
coming.
13.
I'm telling you.
There's so many things that add up to it being 13.
Karma is
The date 2/11. 13.
Yep.
Like all of it is the number 13. If they win, it's so script. It's all a script, I think. Yeah. It'd be crazy.
Well, I mean,
Ravens don't run the ball, so I think that's pretty strict. Yeah.
well, I don't really care for either. My team blows as it is, so I mean,
New York City Giants, baby.
yeah,
Love them.
New York Football
Saquon.
Giants. Danny DeVito's gonna get third string once again next year. It's gonna be the Chiefs. People that been talking to me for like the past week and a half and stuff like that, they know I think everything's rigged.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are going to win because there's so many storylines to this, like we just talked about. Taylor Swift, the number 13, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I'm pretty sure that ring's coming. There's 2 rings coming.
So crazy, dude.
There's 2 rings
That'd
coming.
be
There's
so
Literally
two
met a
rings
couple
coming.
months ago.
Come
What's
on.
going on over
Come
there?
on.
more to that. There's more to that, and I know everybody knows about it. If Mahomes gets his 3rd ring, all right, now we got a whole NFL debate now between him and Brady because this is the modern era of Tom Brady. So you
That's all
got
I hear on
that.
the radio every day
So-
is that. Like,
The 49ers would be cool, but unfortunately, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, it's Mahomes and Andy Reid, and you know they're going to get the job done either
Listen.
way. So
Travis Kelce is gonna move the kicker's little holder again, and then Brock Purdy's
Jake
gonna
Moody.
yeah, Jake Moody. Dude, Brock Purdy's gonna start crying like on the field. Please stop bullying me. That's what's
Bro
gonna.
hates Brock Purdy.
I do. I can't stand him.
We'll say too about like the whole betting thing too. It's like I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are the most. Chiefs money line is the most bet prop so far in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And not to mention they're underdogs. So end of
That's
the day,
why I'm taking Niners. I just see
That's what I
that,
mean.
and to me, like it just screams the line is the tell. Like the Niners are favored for
Yeah,
a
it's just
reason,
like at the
with
end of
all
the
the money
day-
on
Well,
the Chiefs.
ESPN.
They're
or
not going to
NFL
pay everybody all that money, like you're saying.
Yeah, NFL is a business, and like we say, we all think it's rigged at least some sort of way. They can't afford to lose that much money,
Yeah.
especially in the Super Bowl. So.
That's true.
The Chiefs got a mediocre run D, and then the Niners have arguably the best running back in the league.
Mhm.
So
I want McCaffrey to get a ring. Really
I think
do.
it's gonna
Like,
be
just
a show.
that him and Debo, I guess.
Well,
but like
Spending his career. in
well,
Carolina.
honestly, he'd be
Yeah.
getting 2 rings because he's supposed to get married in Newport sometime soon.
yeah, Copa,
You know, to that,
it's pretty
Copa,
cool.
Olivia Copa.
Rhode Island up, baby.
Rhode Island. Yep. And then McCaffrey, can get 2 rings right there. So we'll see how that goes. But
All right, on to Zach.
We're rolling with the Niners all week, or all the past 2 weeks. You get out of the conference championship games. Been pondering, not really too sure. This whole entire time, I was very iffy on what side to take. You can take the betting into consideration in the lines. I think the Niners are going to take it. I think Deebo Samuel, Trent Brown, all those guys coming out of the tunnel, coming out with the boom box, and I think they're sick and tired of everything. Yep, you get it. And I'm just tired of it. Shout out to Fortnite Madness 7450. Right, the Niners are going to take out
Yes, that's what
fraud. Okay, I agree with you on that one. I really hope that dream comes true for Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan, McCaffrey, the whole gang, Kittle, you name them all. I got the Niners taking them down, and I hope it's something that really happens to stop all this Taylor Swift talk, all this Travis Kelce, and all this stuff, and just put it to an end.
That whole thing has made football so annoying to watch recently, honestly. It's all they post.
The last number 13, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's the savior.
And that right there is karma. 13.
Yep, 13.
That's
He's
what's
coming.
gonna happen.
I can't wait. I really can't. I want the Niners to just absolutely destroy them. Really do. It would be so funny. For them beating the Ravens, it'd be the funniest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hyped up so hard on every single sports talk show. Whack! They lose.
Mahomes, oh my God, Mahomes! And then just blown up. It's gonna happen. Why? You see what they did against every good team besides the Ravens this year. I'm talking about the 49ers. Blew up the Eagles when they were good.
Yeah.
Blew up the I was gonna say the Bills, but they didn't even play the Bills. What was it? The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Blew up the Cowboys. They didn't even stand a chance. You know what I'm saying?
I remember watching that game. That was embarrassing for the Cowboys.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna move on to space,
Yep.
which is tonight's topic. As for the sets, Mike, Nobes, and I were splitting a 350-piece Minecraft set.
Oh, okay.
So Mike's gonna build like the first 30 pages, and then we're gonna just split it, basically. So, for space, we're gonna be more talking about like controversial theories about space instead of like our favorite planet and things like that. So, for the first question or topic is, what do we think about the moon landing? As in, whether we think it was real or not, whether the U.S. has been to the moon. That's the topic. Crew, you want to take the lead?
yeah. So obviously in Apollo 11 in 1969, obviously we went up to the moon. Neil Armstrong was the astronaut that went up there. When you
And Buzz Aldrin.
yeah, that's a when you look at
Brother Buzz.
when you look at the pictures of the moon landing, the sky and the whole stars and that's supposed to be that the whole space is just straight black.
Black.
It is.
Black.
Continue.
Carried on, when you also look at it, you don't see any American flags. There's no footprints of Neil Armstrong or anything else on it. There's not even, a ship or anything on there. It's just him directly on the moon. Someone definitely used Photoshop, I can tell you now, because in 1969, I don't even think, them people had the
Photoshop.
Then people don't even have the technology, bro,
Yeah.
to make a picture like that. Because everything was in black and white. Actually, maybe color was invented around that
They
time.
had color in it.
All right, my bad.
Well, there's just like multiple videos of it. Mike, you want to go?
I mean, to be honest, I'm one of the believers in it. I think it did happen, but when you actually look into it and stuff like that, I can definitely see where people think it's fake. I can see where they're coming from, because it did seem kind of like they were just like screwing around up there, like they weren't actually taking it serious. For example, there's a video of I think Buzz Aldrin. I think he's on the moon like jumping up and down.
Yeah.
It's like in reality, like you wouldn't be doing that because one mistake and like you're gone. You know.
You'd float away. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing is too, I believe there's a picture. I'm not sure if it's actually real or not, but I saw a picture of. I'm not sure who it was, but it was just a spacesuit like footprint on the moon, and they took a picture of it, and they matched it with like the actual suit, and the bottoms didn't match up.
Mhm.
So I do see where they're coming from, but I just think that I don't see how they fake it like back then. I know like all like they could like fake like you get a backdrop and stuff like that, but I don't really see how they could do it, especially like in 1969 when the technology wasn't really that advanced. But
I'm gonna say from a rebuttal standpoint, right? How do you know like the texture of the moon and how like if it would leave footprints? You know what I'm saying? And like there's a lot of I don't know.
You can't take both sides. I'm gonna take the other side when I go.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
videos
It's
that
like
surfaced seemed like
Yeah.
kind of dusty,
yeah.
but like
You can make the argument 100%, but at the same time, you weren't there. And to your point about Buzz Aldrin like jumping around and whatnot, being the first person to reach another planet, I know it's the moon, but something that's not Earth, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be excited. You wouldn't be messing around with low gravity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people are very careless. And it's like, I'm not saying he was careless, he was stupid, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm getting at is the level of excitement and like, wow, this is crazy, this is revolutionary. I'm enjoying myself. Like, I made history right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's it called? My mom said earlier today when I was talking to her when we found out we were doing this topic. My mom said, she goes, "All right, you can look at the picture and you can say this, this, and this about it." I said, but she says maybe all those footprints because of gravity and all that stuff, maybe they were just gone.
Yeah, and there's all like, I guess I'll go next. Like I'm gonna take the opposite side of what they're saying, but again, what I thought you were going to say is that you'll never know whether we did or not.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
You won't
No
know.
matter how many things we come up with, evidences, whatever. My thing is that like I've seen videos or pictures and stuff where like we don't see the stars in the background, like Fruit said. Like it's just black in the background. Then there's another thing that they're not attached on a harness. They're not clipped into where they're coming out of, which is like the space shuttle at all. Like we're talking about. What if they were careless and they jumped so high that they couldn't come back down?
Yep.
They should be clipped on so that doesn't happen. Like you said, the thing with the shoe, how the bottom of their shoe did not match up to what it looked like.
yeah,
And I've also seen there's videos of that shows them like on the moon, but you can see that they have cables suspending them like up to make it look like that it's gravity, but it's mirrored out almost. It's like blurred out. When you look at the video, you can clearly see that they're being held up. Now I don't know if the video is real or photoshopped like we're talking about. We'll never know the answer. But everything looks like it could be made on a movie in that, like we're talking about the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have created a movie just exactly how they did.
Yep.
And called it Landing on the Moon.
Yes.
Could have
And
been
think-
like based off of true events.
Yeah, sure.
And
Like,
sorry to cut you guys off.
No, that's fine.
Wasn't this live on national television?
Yes,
it was.
So to execute that perfectly without slipping up, for the most part, is very tough.
and then, like
A
I'm
lot
telling
of
you, if you
rehearsal.
watch that live stream, like I don't know, like there's just iffy parts about it where it's like, are you even in space? Like it looks
Yeah.
like they're just on a set.
Looks like a green screen.
Yeah, like or
Yeah.
even if they're in a huge room, right? And they created the moon and the backlighting and all that stuff where it makes and they put the dust down
Yep.
and they made it look like that dusty environment.
You'd be surprised.
We have no idea.
What,
We
like,
have no clue.
Sets and like green screens
Yes.
and like really
Also-
create
and
like,
now-
all the imagery.
And now you get the whole population believing we've been to the moon.
Yep.
And then years and years and years of time goes on, passing that along, and then everyone believes it. It could be real. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying devil's advocate, there's a side to both.
I'm gonna hop over to the other side real quick.
Mm.
There was also the international space race going on where they were going
Oh,
against
yes, we were
China.
talking about
They were
that.
going
Correct.
against Russia to make it to the moon first, right? So propaganda is huge. You look at World War II, you look at anything nowadays, and you don't think it's propaganda, but it is, right? Knowing like, oh hey, Russia's trying to get there, China's trying to get there. They make this nationally live, right? They perform this act, right?
Yeah.
Execute it perfectly.
And everyone's
Everyone's
gonna believe it.
going to believe it because we're competing with other nations.
Now we could say we did it too. So
Yep.
then why would they deny it? Why would anyone deny it?
Yep.
Landing on the moon or not? Like if you had to pick a side, I'm not saying it's like what you believe or like.
I do think
wholeheartedly or
we
whatever.
did.
Okay.
But like, as much as I
Come on,
think
get the
we
damn
did
pizza
land
off,
on the
bro.
moon, like, how come we're not pushing so much? Like, look, this is us again, and this is
That's
like
what I don't
what
get.
you guys were talking about, the whole anti-gravity. I think you were talking about
4-year-olds.
the footprints too, or something.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it just seems iffy, and the technology we have today.
Why haven't we been back? Is the question.
Yeah.
That is
Like, why haven't we been back?
That is
What
What are you? What are
Yeah,
you not telling us?
Like,
essentially.
Elon Musk can send a rocket to the moon. Why has he not done it?
Yeah.
What
Why?
I'll say to that is, yes, like it's more advanced and whatnot, and obviously, you know, it's a lot of researching Mars now, like
Yeah.
trying to inhabit Mars, right? It's very it's very possible that
the first one came into
why, like, with satellites and whatnot, they
Yeah.
could have found that there's nothing really for us without digging deeper into the moon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
true.
the moon is very, very
But then,
important. to
See,
the
shouldn't
Earth.
that be like public knowledge though? That they have like, this is why we're
Right.
not going
You-
back.
You can say the same thing
Yeah.
about anything in Area 51, where recently they came out and said we got extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
That should be public knowledge because that's something scary. And I'll get more into that when we get to extraterrestrials.
and people want to know about that too.
Exactly.
We can,
So
when you're done, we can go there next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I'll just transition with it now.
Okay,
Transition to
yeah.
it, right. If everyone's all set with the moon.
Oh yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
So, like, fuck, I forgot where
Aliens. Area
Before
51.
that.
No, good job.
it was.
You're saying that like it was that it's public knowledge.
Public
We know
knowledge.
now.
Right? If people want to know, for however long they've had these extraterrestrials, we don't know.
We have not known.
Exactly. We
Yes.
have not known anything.
They're not gonna leak it for
There
a
was
while.
no, exactly. There was that big thing. It was like 2018, 2019, where everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna raid Area 51."
That was the biggest topic for
It
like
was-
a
it
good
was
couple
funny,
days,
right?
weeks, however long it
And
lasted. It was-
Eventually,
okay.
just out of nowhere, Area 51 goes, "Yes, we have UFO parts. Yes, we have UFO sightings."
never been
and
talked
footage.
about.
Never.
Never
It
since.
wasn't even. There was nothing leading up to it. It was just out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
yes, we have extraterrestrial life. And so, going on to this topic, whereas people don't think aliens exist, I think that is ignorant. Very.
Yeah.
Because the space is vast. And there's bound to be more water than on Earth.
Somewhere out there.
Exactly. And so it's scary if they have made it to Earth. Because we cannot extend too far out into our own solar system, right? And from what we know, there are no other forms of life within our solar system, right? So if someone has crossed from one solar system into the next, and who knows if it wasn't even a solar system, right? If they made it from a galaxy, right? If they made it from who knows where, but, you know,
How much technology they
exactly,
have back home.
exactly,
Yeah.
and they are here for two reasons, right? One, to explore, and they're intrigued to find new life,
Yeah.
trying just like we are. But also, there's a big reason they could be out of resources on their own planet, which means if they get more people here, well, more aliens here,
Not good.
invasion,
No,
baby,
that'd be so
invasion. It would be. It'd
It's
be
it's
terrible.
just like when would
But
this
I think-
invasion all happen?
I think
and
also-
if it happens, we might
I
not
don't-
get that. But
I wouldn't go so far as to say an invasion's gonna happen, but like, I think a part of the reason that they're here is to scope us out to see whether we're a threat or not. That's
Yes.
the thing. And if we're not like part, well, we took them into captivity. And how long have we had them? Who
and
knows?
then you see these sightings. Remember the sighting in Miami?
Dude.
I don't know how long. I think a couple months ago.
I listened to the
people
phone
go
call.
nuts.
She described it as a huge creature in her backyard that crashed into a tree. Doesn't speak any language. Is the color green. Then they called the cops and you've heard nothing since.
You know who crashed into someone's backyard in Miami? Travis Scott when he was on tour, dude.
Mike Wazowski's crashed into his backyard.
Bro was fiending for more aliens.
Bro was speaking for the
Megamind
UFOs,
is in
dude.
my backyard. Doesn't know how to talk to me.
Megamind 3 with Travis
Can you
Scott.
imagine alien just spawning in your backyard? Like, what would you even do?
Then he follows the we have technology.
You know, it's what's crazy. what's crazy though is like the conspiracy theories of like people with houses in the woods and seeing like the little green men
Yeah.
and like hearing the noises and stuff.
Little green men.
Yeah, or like the corn fields with like the shapes embedded
yeah.
in them.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It could be some scary stuff to like think about. Like
Yeah.
just about that happening in like your backyard or some part of land you own and you just hear it.
Bro,
Like,
all the people that are on the fighter jets and they look out and there's videos of UFO shapes flying in the air. And then they disappear out of nowhere.
And some people have also mentioned with those planes that we have, like, I don't know, the ones that they're building in Area 51, they said that there's nobody in them when they fly them. Like, there's absolutely nobody, they can't see nothing, and it's just, the plane's flying on its own, it's maneuvering on its own. They think aliens
so
are
messed
controlling the plane with a remote control, whatever, like, stuff like that. But it's not just Area 51, though. Like, today, obviously did a little research and stuff like that. Supposedly, there's a planet out there called the ninth planet. No, sorry, not the ninth planet. I'm sorry. There's another moon.
Okay, yeah. There is. Yeah, they just recently discovered it.
Correct. So there's another moon, and it says that there's actually aliens that live on that moon. It's like this is their moon, bro. Like extraterrestrial is on that moon. So someone claims that they tried going around that moon to take pictures, but they can't do it because there's aliens like shooting laser beams and
It's
trying
either
to
that or
and trying to
they'll
kill them
Star
out of space.
Wars.
They'll take them
Yeah,
out of the
literally,
sky.
bro.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the video? There's a video of a plane and it's flying, and this is on like a thermocam, like a thermal, so they can see heat.
Yep.
Okay. And there's these things going around the plane, like spheres going around it, and we're gonna get the video. We're gonna put this in this because I want everyone to see this.
Yeah.
It's spheres going around. This is a normal plane, like a JetBlue, whatever. And then all of a sudden, all the spheres go really fast. They come together, they pop, and the plane is no longer in sight. Gone.
Oh yeah.
Gone
Yeah,
out of the
I've seen that.
Gone.
before, yeah.
who was this video by?
It's a video by it's not NASA, but it's someone that would report on alien sightings, and they showed the video of the heat like going around. It literally looks like an explosion.
How long ago?
It has to be within the last 10 years. Like
That's crazy though.
Yes.
But, like think about like that. Like you could be on an airline, any type of one, and just
it was such a weird video to
in a
watch.
second.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Right.
And then they spawn somewhere else. Imagine that.
Yeah.
They spawn
Imagine
on a
just
different
like
planet.
just connecting to the Wi-Fi. The plane takes off and
Hey, that's
Gone.
that's why they say. That's
It's
why they say
over.
Yep.
airplane mode on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, like you don't go on airplane mode. You roll up the window. Mr. What's his nuts from Looney Tunes?
what's his name?
What's his nuts from Looney Tunes? Marvin the Martian. He's gonna be knocked out the window.
Marvin the Martian.
Notes, you want to go?
I definitely believe in aliens. They're just, I feel like the universe is just too big for there not to be.
Yeah.
Plus, we've
Yeah.
already discovered Earth-like planets around.
Yeah.
But what really fascinates me is Europa, and how there's the massive sea
Eureka!
now there's a massive sea under the thick ice that possibly.
Oh, we were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
that last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if that's an actual thing, then there's going to be life there, for sure.
Bro.
Like, that's crazy.
Real question, right? Do you think the first aliens that like the aliens that we have
Yeah.
and the aliens that the public will see, do you think it will be the fat-headed green people with the big eyes and the ball
It's
fingers?
gotta look, but the thing, it's gotta look something like that, because why do we know what it looks like? Why?
Exactly.
Why do
But
we
that-
have a picture
but
of
that
what
could be-
aliens look like?
You know
That
what
could be
it
the
is?
same thing as fiction, like
then it's also-
Dracula. You know what I'm saying?
It's also a thing
Werewolves.
about, like,
Bigfoot.
I don't know. It's weird to me, because
Bigfoot.
that type of thing, I think of, like,
Daddy.
dinosaurs.
Big
What
Daddy.
what if with dinosaurs we just created the skeletons? You're telling me every single fucking bone is lying in a pile for you to put together, bro, like a Lego set? Come on, dude.
You know what it is?
Like,
It's
it
wait,
could be
wait,
made
no.
up. It could be made up. You
okay,
never know.
You know what
So-
it is? It's some damn Homo sapiens. That's what they are. It's
So-
some damn Homo sapiens,
I
bro.
think architects finding entire fossils is very possible, very true. It has happened. We
Yes,
blah blah blah
I
whatnot,
know, but,
right?
like,
but I don't think, like you said, I don't
every
think
single
it's
one, bro.
they open the box and they got the whole set with an instruction manual.
How do you know what they sound like? Bro?
Yeah.
You don't know what they sound like. You don't know what their skin looked like. You don't know what their color was.
nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like yes, you can extract the remaining DNA from the bone, but you can only get so much from that. There's no way you can look at like Jurassic Park and be like, that's my boy Rexy.
Yep, and that's what he sounds like.
That's my boy.
Rexy is the most rizzed up T-Rex I've ever seen.
Riz.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna one up you. I know you've seen Toy Story. How about those aliens? How about those aliens?
That's what they look like.
Imagine-
Claw
yo,
machine,
I was gonna say, dude, the Milky Way is a claw machine, dude. Wow.
What was you saying?
You can transition to the next one, which is like, do we believe that aliens were here before us? Because
Oh, okay.
this is something that, like, I think. Okay, I'll just go off of like a space theory that I have that I talked to Mike about, which has to do with aliens in the past. So on the planet Mars, there is xenon, which is only created. It's an element, the element xenon, which is only created from an atomic explosion. My theory is that people used to live on Mars, and the atomic explosion went off. That's why there's xenon. And those people were aliens. Aliens came to Earth, created civilization. That's why they were able to live with the dinosaurs throughout that time. Their technology that they use to get from Mars to Earth is obviously super advanced. To go from civilization
Especially for
there
that age,
to here in that time.
in comparison to ours.
My thing is that I believe that there were ancient aliens, which is what build the pyramids.
So you think they were already here?
Yes, they used their technology in the past to move these big things that no one else can seem to figure out who moved them. That is what I think as a theory.
Yeah.
So the question is, do we believe that there were aliens here before mankind?
I want to say
That's it's like a different, no one really talks about it, but it's something that I think.
before I continue on with that, I want to say there's more than just the pyramid. There's like the Easter Island heads.
Yeah.
There's Stonehenge.
I want to go visit those one day.
I think
One day.
I think those are really cool to visit.
Like-
Mike, wanna go?
Yeah, so to add on with like what Nobes was saying earlier about how like the universe is too big, right? I don't understand how people out there can say that humans are the only life form like on Earth. Well, not humans, just like everything on Earth is the only life form. It's like it can't be. Like the universe, we're like a grain of sand in like the Grand Canyon, even more than that to the universe. Like
Way
you telling me
more
we're the
than that.
only, you telling me we're the only ones out there? I don't buy that. I don't.
Nope. No way.
Alright,
But you,
Zach, you wanna go?
I just think, like, yeah, I think I agree with your take. Like, there's no way we're the only thing on this planet, or maybe not so much on this planet, but just like in the idea of like the universe, galaxies, whatever you want to call it. There's no way. Like, there's so much more out there that there's a lot that we have explored, but there's a lot more that we haven't explored. And to not know, or to know that point, or to bring that up, like, there's got to be more than just human life. We're like, oh my god, we got on the moon. Like, oh, well, what about these pyramids? What about all the other different galaxies, planets that we haven't discovered, that we haven't seen? I know our technology is really good nowadays. It only gets better as each day goes on. But we don't have technology yet that can get us way out there. Light years predict what's coming next, like what is out there. So I definitely think there is.
I want to say that back in World War II, Hitler sent out a message into space, right? And this is going to have to travel.
As bad as he was.
Yes. But this is going to have to travel from us to wherever it reaches. And by the time it reaches that place, right? Obviously, light only travels so fast. If they were to like take a microscope and look at Earth in the present moment, they'd be looking at World War II, right?
Yeah.
And so for them to reach the message and to respond to us, we don't know how long it took for that message to get there.
Yeah.
We don't know how long it took for their message to get to us, right? But that means they heard and they have the technology to send it out too.
Yeah. Like, to go along with what Levesque was saying before, and what you said earlier, it's very ignorant to think that we don't have aliens.
100%.
Yeah, it's
We watched the press conference. They deliberately said we have had and we have extraterrestrial life in our possession.
oh yeah.
It's just like the whole topic of that I really want to push, and just like it's something that people don't talk about is that they could be here before our time. Like,
Yeah.
why do we not recognize that? Like, so all the things, Easter Island, the pyramids, all that stuff, they would have to get put together by someone that has way better technology than we have. Obviously, because we can't recreate those things.
Can I ask you something though?
Yeah.
Do you think, and obviously this is gonna relate to video games because I am gonna make a whole video game type of related type of thing to it.
Sure.
Do you think the government's behind games like Starfield, Fallout 4, and all of those games that have to do with going to planets?
Games that resemble things of what's really going on.
Correct. What's really going on?
Okay.
So, for instance, Starfield, right? Say you go to Mars or whatever, and you just, you're using the jetpack and you're going around and you just let it, and here comes all these extraterrestrial creatures you never even seen.
Yeah.
Do you think the government's
understand what
behind
you're
it?
asking, and it probably is. And just as Anthony said before, everything is propaganda. And if
Correct.
they're gonna put things out there for someone to play or view as a movie, like Interstellar, another thing, they make that seem like that's what's gonna happen. Blah blah blah. Like how does anyone know? Like these are all like the questions we're asking today are all hypothetical questions.
100%.
But like, how does anyone know? Yeah, the government could be putting out this is what could happen. This is what should happen.
And we played these games thinking like, oh, it's such a cool game.
And that is what
Imagine
happens.
if this happened,
Yeah.
and right under our nose, oh, it's already happened.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
100%.
Yeah, sure.
Halo.
Yeah, Halo.
It's like
Halo's
one
a game
one
series. Yeah.
Like,
really you want
You go.
Oh, okay. This is like it's on topic kind of, but also kind of like this crazy fun fact. Just like look how crazy space is and stuff like that. We don't even. So we explored more of a space and outer space and all things like that than the Earth's ocean.
I was just about to say that.
Just,
That's where
just
I was
think
going.
about that.
Yeah.
We have space more mapped out than our own ocean.
Yeah,
I
but
was-
That
that
just goes to
but-
show you what could be out
But
there.
that's what we think is that we have all the space mapped out, like we're talking about. What if there's more galaxies and universes and things like that we just don't know of? Like,
Yeah, it's-
Oh,
then,
100%.
then we have no idea. Like, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I
Just
swear,
branching out, but,
though, like
we
every.
could. There's so much of the universe or whatever it is that we don't know.
And you can
Like,
sit here and say that like, oh, we have like super nice satellite cameras that are getting
Yeah.
these awesome pictures and whatnot. Oh, we got a picture of a black hole. We got a supernova, right? Awesome. But there's even bigger, more colossal things than that.
Yes.
You know?
All right. Want to go to the next topic? I'm honestly gonna skip over the Hollow Earth theory.
okay.
I want-
pyramids.
I want to go to time travel.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Okay.
They're actually okay.
The question or the thought is time travel possible?
I want to say,
They're doing research about this.
technically, it already exists. As
Okay.
I said with the Hitler call out, if you look at Earth from a light
Okay.
a light speed, like a light year
The message was sent in the
distance.
past.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you look at it now, technically you have time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are far enough away.
Yeah. It's just like
It's the same thing. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good.
Same thing with the Earth, or not the Earth, the Sun exploding. What is it? 8 minutes.
Yeah, 8 minutes.
8 minutes in light years, right?
Yeah.
8 minutes away, the Sun explodes, right? Catastrophe in the solar system.
Yeah.
We got 8 minutes before we find out.
Yeah.
Unless one of our super spectacular satellites lets us know. Hey,
Yeah,
buddy,
but then what are we doing?
nothing. You sit there and you party.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, man? We're gone. Peace out.
All right.
Damn.
I guess
On
it's
the
finished.
shelf.
Hopefully she fucking enjoyed her slushy.
You know that penguin? That penguin good?
You still chilling?
Good.
Time travel. What do we think?
Just like it's definitely possible, but I think it's only possible in reverse. You can only go to the past.
Okay.
I think there's no way you can really go in the future because it really hasn't happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only see what's in the past.
Yeah.
But then again, it also falls into the other topic of black holes. Like, what do they do?
Yeah, we really don't know.
Like, we don't know what they do because if you get obviously anywhere near it, like you're dead.
It's
If there was some-
intense. It's intense gravity that
Oh,
sucks up light.
Yeah,
You know
imagine
what I'm
getting
saying?
sucked in that thing.
Yeah, so
you're
it's
done.
just
Oh, yeah.
it's just darkness.
Superhero number 12.
It's a circle.
Stuck in the vortex.
It's a pool of gravity. That's
Boom.
all it is.
Yeah, so then what? You get just like shrunk to nothing?
you get crushed. Because it's like it's the same thing with the pressure of the ocean. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
just like-
You get sucked in and you just
Ocean
get
crazier.
crushed. It's so strong that it pulls in light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know that theoretically you could create a black hole on Earth?
How?
You guys know what a
You guys know.
particle accelerator is?
Yes.
So, in theory, because like all the like the protons, electrons, and that thing, they move like crazy speeds, like light speed almost.
Mhm.
If it were to get to light speed, there's a chance that it could like crash into a black hole. And now imagine that. What would happen?
Can I ask you something?
What are these two giggling about, bro?
Can I ask you something though?
Oh, yeah, what's the question?
If you really think black holes on Earth, you know what pretty much those are called, right?
You know,
Potholes.
yeah, the fucking Rhode Island special, dude.
Rhode Island special potholes. What you try to
Fix
get
the
stuck in,
roads.
you can't get it out.
Can't fix our bridges. Never mind the potholes, dude. Like,
Worst
Oh, hey,
infrastructure,
can you
most
go into that
taxes.
little that moment you had on Center New England Road when you hit that pothole in
Yeah,
the Jeep?
boom.
oh man, dude. Everywhere. I take the same street to work every day, right? Every day, there's a new pothole on the road. Every day. I'm driving. I'm not paying attention. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of following this guy pretty close behind him, right? He swerves last second. I'm like, the fuck is he doing? All of a sudden, boom! So I thought the car was done, bro. The hydroplane lights came on.
Yeah.
I thought the car was done.
No control.
Did you get a fat bubble in the tire?
I thought so. No, it was perfectly fine.
Did your head bounce off the
Probably like a
ceiling?
baseball.
Yeah, dude. I pulled your driving instructor. Boom! Head on the roof.
So no, I passed my test that day.
Oh.
Insane, man.
Oh, but boom, yeah, you still passed. Oh, good, great. Take my picture.
Don't snag up.
Brother-
Time travel
Brother
moves.
on time travel.
Do you think it's real or no? Can it be time travel?
I think we.
Or do you think people have time travel? This is a different way to look at it.
I'm gonna go with Mike. I think I agree with him when
Okay.
it comes up sending messages out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see how. Like, I mean, if they could figure it out, obviously it'd be like, it would literally break everything that we know if they found a way to go in the future. Like that would literally like destroy everything we know.
But what if people have?
Tell me how the Super Bowl ends so I don't have to watch it.
There's
Ask them to do it.
there's pictures
be
of
great.
The best part's gonna be the halftime show, by the way.
Usher.
Usher, baby, Usher.
Hey, you seen that video of him dancing? Like he's like
It was always dancing.
he's like he starts up here and he's like oh
Oh man.
God, the fucking charger's
Look at
hanging
the
off.
charging station. Maybe that's why we couldn't end up charging anything because they're all broken like that.
Oh my god.
That thing's
oh.
My back.
So there are pictures of like people in like colonial times, and then there's celebrities now, and they look the same. They look.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the videos or not, but we should find them if we can. We'll throw them in.
Yeah.
It's like people that have fought in wars or people that were like generals, and you look at the picture of them, and it's like a celebrity nowadays, and it begs the question of, these people are celebs because they time traveled and they knew how to beat the system.
Yeah.
Like they knew what was going to happen, and that's why they're all rich.
So what you're telling me is Harriet Tubman took the Underground Railroad and she came out in the modern day.
Yeah. Yeah. So Oprah
On
Winfrey.
demand.
Yeah.
So
Oprah-
Harriet Tubman
You mentioned people that fought in war.
Okay.
I want to say this real quick, right? For a species to reach us from a different solar system, and we are focused on this is my territory, let's make weapons to fight each other, when you could be working together to expand your territory onto multiple floating inhabitable planets.
Yeah.
That's something I've never understood.
That's what
selfishness.
That's
Yes.
what makes us an
Who can do
inferior.
it first, not we do it together.
And
yes.
that still thrives today in all concepts of life.
Yeah.
There's
That's
always
what makes us
selfishness.
inferior to the species that made it to us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't grasp my head around the whole time travel thing. I mean, I don't think people have time travel whatsoever. And then for instance, right? I'm pretty sure everyone's seen this movie in the 80s, Back to the Future. There's a great example right there.
Remember her talking about how they promote things to tell you whether this happens or not.
Correct.
That makes you think, is time travel a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think so by watching Doc and Marty and all them.
Hook up a car to
Hook up a car
electric
to-
pole.
Dude, like,
DeLorean.
like they want you to make you think that, and then you look at Biff and all them like in the movie, but like I just can't. I can't see it, bro. I can't see time travel being a thing right
I
now.
respect it. Like,
I'm not saying like, yeah, I'm saying right now it can't be, but it could probably be done when
Sure.
you know all of us right here. We're probably like 40, 50, whatever. There's probably something
that's
at
gonna
that
make
time.
things really bad.
Correct.
So next topic that we had, in my opinion, I don't know if you guys believe in it or not, but I think the dumbest theory I've ever heard is the flat Earth theory. What we doing? Come on, what we doing?
Shout out to Kyrie Irving.
I'm
Yeah,
putting the
you
baby to
love
bed.
this one.
Such a Jesus for this topic.
Such a
I mean,
Jesus.
let's go around. I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt. Do any of you guys actually believe the Earth is flat?
Okay. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm not going to say whether I think the Earth is flat or whether the Earth is not flat.
Okay.
I'm going off of the thing of we don't know.
Okay.
Think about the whole thing of the satellite. Now, this is this is actually the next topic, so we can talk about this all at once.
Yeah.
That space is a conspiracy. That space itself is fake. Okay? There was one night I came home, Dad had a little too much to drink. But
Silly juice.
what he was saying, like, it was scary and you don't want to believe it, whatever. What he was saying low-key made sense of how you were saying that everything is just used as promotion of some sort of point that they want to get across to everyone. The point that he was making is that we're believing all of these pictures based off of satellites. We're not actually going up there and seeing it. Like, no one's actually going into space and seeing it, is what I'm saying. A person, us, ourselves. So I'll play devil's advocate here. When we look at the Earth and we're outside, it does not seem like it is a sphere. It does not seem like what is around us is a sphere.
It won't.
It will never seem like
And it's
that.
not supposed to.
I was gonna say the only way we would see it being a sphere is if it reflected back to us, as in like
And
if you go to like the aquarium and they have a little thing you can crawl under and
Yeah.
you look in the dome and they got the water above it, it reflects back to you so you see it as a
yes,
dome.
and that's a thing where you can say that where the sun reflects off the water. It's like you can, and when that happens, it seems like a dome, almost like a sphere shape. Or when you look out along the horizon, it's not straight; it goes in a sphere, like it goes like this, basically.
Yeah.
But they're like what I'm saying. Okay, so I'll look at the notes here. So arguments against the curvature of the Earth include like visibility of distant objects, meaning you can, if you use, I don't know, binoculars, you can see things way down the line to where it doesn't look like it's a sphere, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The other thing where I can see that the Earth is obviously not flat is because we have had the idea of a globe. But this is what my dad was saying. The globe came out, the idea of a globe came out before we had these satellites. Before we knew the Earth was flat. We're basing, or the Earth was a sphere. We're basing it that it's a sphere off of math and hearsay almost back in the day. That's what we were basing it on. So what if they ran with that the whole entire time throughout the last 80 years and no one knows? No one, like, it's not something that you can prove. And then there's also what we were talking about earlier, which we're not going to get into religion.
Yeah.
But in the Bible, it literally describes the Earth as that. A flat piece of land where there's a sphere above it. And the way that we stay on Earth is it's like you're running on a treadmill and it's like a track. So the track goes around. So it's like this and you walk and then the gravity keeps you on at the end and pulls you around. That, I'm not saying that the Earth is flat. I'm a flat earther.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's ways to look at it.
I want to say that one is how would time zones work on a flat Earth? It's not like Buddy's pulling up with a flashlight and just
Yeah.
over the
Exactly.
buddy's dead.
Pulling up
You know
with
what
a
I'm saying?
No, exactly.
But that's the whole thing of how time zones could work because okay, if we're flat, the sun would not go around the entire Earth.
Yeah.
It would just go from this side and back to this side.
Yeah.
And back to this side. So there is like like the temperament is what they call it in the Bible, whatever. I'm not a religious person,
Yeah.
but this is just something that I saw when I looked this up.
Yeah.
Is that the Bible describes it as a flat piece of land with the sphere over the top, and that's why we think it looks like a sphere.
Yeah.
But I'm not flat earth. I'm just
I
saying.
know.
Like I'm not trying to whatever. I'm just saying.
So I feel like one of my like favorite pieces of like evidence like for it like to not be flat is I'm not sure like who made the video, but I'll try to make sure to include it in the video. But they made these two fences right with a hole in the middle, and they put a certain amount of yards or feet in between both of them, right?
Oh, I remember
And
this video.
in theory, if it was flat, you would see a flashlight through both holes if you put a camera through the first one, right? But when they made the video, the guy stood back up to the second fence, however many feet away it was. The flashlight that the guy held up, he held it to the hole, and he couldn't see any light throughout it. But as soon as he held it above his head, then he could see it because of the curvature of the earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna ask everybody this. I mean, over the, in our educational purposes and all that stuff, all the science teachers and stuff like that, they teach us about the solar system and the planets and all that, and obviously they talk about Earth. What they would show you on a diagram and through videos and stuff like that when we are physically in class is the Earth is round.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna believe it because that's the way they teach you ever since you were what, like 5,
That's
6,
what my dad
7
was
years,
saying,
8
is
years
that,
old.
like,
Like
they-
it's just.
yeah, they don't even like give you like a chance to even think for
And
yourself.
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
I think the Earth is
Yeah.
flat. I don't. I think it is round. I
Yeah.
think that is the truth to it. But I am gonna go off of what I've been learned throughout my life as
Yeah,
a kid.
of course.
That's the way you got brought up.
Yeah.
Is to learn and.
I'm saying I was
Be
just
knowledgeable.
taking the opposite side.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right though.
There are points to the other side as well. It's not like kind of like black and white.
Yeah,
It's
the
different
questions,
things
like
to
I
it.
keep saying, the questions we're asking aren't yes or no questions. They're just
Yeah, of
like
course.
opinionated things. Yeah.
It's conversation makers.
Yeah. And then, okay, Zach, do you want to go?
Oh, I mean, bottom line is not like you guys did much of the talk on this one, but the Earth is round. It's a sphere. I don't believe it's flat. I mean, I know we've had the talks about like pictures, NASA going out there showing us all these pictures. If it's real, if it's not, I think it's real. The people that are like down south, right? Obviously, if you're thinking like if you're thinking spherical, right, and you're on the bottom of the sphere, you're falling off of it. Obviously, gravity is holding all those people that are on the southern part of the planet, obviously on it still. So I just don't believe that it's flat at all. It's spherical. Gravity is the reason why everyone may seem like or feel like it's flat. But at the end of the day, it's as simple as that.
On to the last question of the night. We're probably not going to finish building this set. We're going to build it off camera, and then we'll have the final product in the end of the video.
Noobs, dude.
Yeah, I guess we bought too big of a set. But the last question is more about Earth. It's basically the question of, do we think that the technology we have on Earth can solve our environmental problems? Specifically, like global warming, pollution, whether we think that the government's been doing enough is something I want to focus on. Mike, you want to take the lead?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a prime example of that situation is this guy. But I think okay, I don't know how you do that shit. But a topic that is like very like related to that topic is gonna happen soon. I mean, hopefully not, but by 2029, we're supposed to be hit by an asteroid. I believe it's the size of like Manhattan. And if that were to find a way to hit us, that'd be catastrophic to say the least.
Dinosaurs,
It's
part
been
2.
rumored that we're
Ice Age
supposed to
4.
be hit by all these types of things, whether it's what was it, an asteroid you said?
Yeah.
Asteroids, craters, rocks, all this stuff, and where is it? Why are we not
Yeah,
hit?
This
No, you're
this
right,
one this
Why are
one
we
is
not-
actually
okay, so-
like legit.
Yeah,
Like,
so what? The
because-
others weren't
but-
though.
the
No.
others
Not
weren't
this
because
one.
of the distance that they were reported.
So where's this one at?
Okay, so
Watch. Go ahead, tell them the numbers. Go ahead.
Okay, so
It's actually like not good at all.
okay, for it to be like considered a danger, so I'll give you this. So about like a week ago, an asteroid passed by Earth, and it was pretty close,
Okay.
and it was still like many miles past where the moon is,
Okay.
and that's extremely far. And this one, so I'm not sure the exact measurements. We'll put it on screen, but
The numbers
for
were
it to be considered like a danger to Earth, it's like 100,000 kilometers away.
Yeah.
And this asteroid is 20,000 kilometers away from Earth.
When's it gonna hit us?
2029. How about we transition to like the global warming problem?
Yeah,
They brought up a clock in New York City. You have this much time to fix your global warming until it's not fixable. What are we doing about it? Nothing.
No, we're all paying attention to
right.
Taylor
Right.
Swift and her
No,
Swifties and
no,
Super
we're paying
Bowl,
attention to
whatever
Taylor Swift.
number we're on, because no one wants to watch
We're
it.
all afraid of Kim
Every
Jong-un.
single political person that's running for president is not talking about the global warming problem.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not talking about the oceans. They're not talking about how we're knocking down all the trees.
High
I saw a
tide.
thing. I saw a thing that popped up. It was on TikTok. Don't believe everything you fucking hear. But
Yeah.
it was talking about how a mandate was passed that in a certain state, we're specifically trying to knock down trees. We're trying to just build buildings to make money.
Yeah, and then that brings up deforestation.
You know what
Yeah.
that means? Can't breathe.
Yeah,
Waiting
really.
for the exhale.
And our technology will have oxygen packs by that time.
I will say though, like it is ignorant of like a business standpoint to knock down trees and not replace them.
Yeah.
Like if you look at paper companies, that's how they're still. You know what I'm saying? They'll cut down an entire forest and they'll replant the whole thing. Yeah, they don't grow in a day, but they replant it in double, triple, quadruple the amount of trees that were initially there, right? And then honestly, in time that can make pretty big jungles because trees next to each other will compete for light, and that's how they get taller and taller.
Yeah.
That's off topic, but you know, you're talking about knocking down trees for.
Yeah, it's just the whole thought of like our carbon problem that we have with like cars and emissions and all the pollution we're just not even talking about it as a country at
Yeah,
all.
What's crazy? Sorry.
No, you're good.
What's crazy is the only person that's publicly talking about it is not a political figure. Someone that we ridicule for being intelligent yet seeming dumb. And that's Elon Musk. Trying
Yeah.
to relocate,
Yeah.
trying to expand the inhabitable places for human beings.
Yeah, and he's talked about it before, and that's why he wants to go to Mars because he believes we have to colonize Mars, and there's a reason for that. There's also a reason for all these millionaires and billionaires building underground bunkers. Why do they think that's going to happen? Because something's going to happen. Something. Like whatever it is, something's going to happen, and they're going to be prepared, and no one else is going to be.
You know when you're like 5 and you just find out that the sun will explode in like 10 billion years and you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
crying about it?
Yeah.
Like
World's gonna end tomorrow.
that's what I'm saying. Like you think about it, right? Like
2012.
Earth is not like
12.
obviously other than the star exploding, Earth's not going to be inhabitable forever. Resources are going to be gone,
Yeah.
right? Like it's going to be overpopulation. You know, potential asteroid.
It's gonna be
Look at that.
cooked.
In a frying pan, baby. You know what I'm saying?
The whole
Sunny side up.
The thing with overpopulation is that the government wants to put out the political agenda to do the opposite. I don't know if you guys have like heard the stuff that like they say, but they literally talk about like how they want the population to go down.
Mhm.
Like they talk about how basically it was a quote saying when your kids are in the future there won't be as many people, blah blah blah, so they'll be able to get jobs. That's the statement that they said to tag it along. They're telling you that they're going to wipe out the population somehow. They already did with COVID.
Yep.
I don't care what anyone says. It was a political thing. Why do you think it happened? It got released from China. BS, bro.
And now the flu doesn't exist. It's always COVID. Gotta be
But
COVID.
now COVID's gone. Now no one talks about COVID. Think. It just happened 2 years ago. For 2 straight years, we
People
were
that I
locked
know
up in our house.
that still claim, hey, I had COVID 2 weeks ago.
We were locked up in
There's
our
no
house.
more
No one
flu.
questioned it, and we went along like it was nothing.
There's flu shots,
Remember,
but
remember
no
those-
more pushing the COVID
I
shots.
remember hearing that in March 2020. You guys will have 2 weeks off of school.
Obviously, we all wish it never happened, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just the whole thing of propaganda, political agenda. Like, we're not caring about our planet. We're not caring about the important things. We're caring about, let's make some goddamn money.
And if you go on to his topic about global warming, and the only reason why I'm mentioning her is because we have been past with Taylor Swift. Like, no matter like where she goes, it could literally be like a 30-minute flight or wherever she goes. She brings her private jet along, and that emits so much carbon into the atmosphere that it's literally damaging just based off that. I'm not sure what the stats are again, but I remember reading a thing saying that like she like produces more than some like actual like airlines out there.
Yeah,
That's insane.
And there's probably many people that do that. You think about all the PJs, private jets that people take out, dude.
Yeah,
That's just emissions. How many people are driving at a single time?
Yeah.
You go on the road any time of the damn day, it's packed. There's so many people everywhere. All that carbon right up into the
That
atmosphere.
only gets worse as population grows. It's
Yeah.
just more people getting cars, more car manufacturers making more of those, and it continues.
And then the problem with that is besides us using combustion engines and carbon and all that stuff, I mean, their solution to this is building electric cars, but the infrastructure is not there because we can't thoroughly test it.
And
But
also, we can't get the motors, or what, I forget what it was. There was a shortage, you know what it is. The stock companies went down, electric cars, because they didn't have a certain part. I forget, like it was whether the battery, they could make like a certain type of lithium battery or whatever it was. They could not create it, which, how are we supposed to evolve into this new sort of technology if you can't create the thing that creates it?
Like Europe has it good.
Yeah.
With the whole electric car infrastructure and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you right now, probably in a couple of years, they want us to go by 2040, all electric cars. They want to get rid of all, combustion engines and stuff like that. I think the best thing for this whole world would be a hydrogen engine. Being dead serious.
Yeah, but would they do that? No, because
It won't happen.
then people wouldn't have to pay. They wouldn't have to pay for their electricity. They wouldn't have to pay for their gas. It would
And
just
the government and all that loses money.
Yeah.
What's crazy is
wow.
we are the only species that needs to pay to live.
we talked about yesterday. Imagine all of your currency is digital. Oh, sorry, we got hacked. You no longer have your money. Or, oh, we're shutting down your account
Banking system.
because it's a button that we have on the technological side to just say you can no longer access your bank account. Why? Because we feel like it.
It's mine now, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for working hard.
And that could happen.
Scary.
And I've been talking about this for a while with the banks. How the banks could just shut down and you don't have any of your money. And now what? Well, time to go plant my corn in my backyard.
And
'cause
that's
I can't go buy fucking money. I
That's
can't
why-
go buy
Let's make
anything.
this era Red Dead era.
That's why you invest in gold.
That's what they did in
Yeah,
Canada.
buy gold, buy
Silver.
cars, buy stuff that has its actual stuff, not money, because it's eventually going to be all worth nothing.
Go out there and go get yourself a Porsche 911.
I made $600 this week. I'm getting rid of it.
228,000 on a fucking 911. Who could it be?
Dutch.
Come in!
Is it locked?
Oh.
Oh my god. Come in.
It's Dylan.
Come on! The door! You gotta use your hand to open the door. On the door handle. Oh, the
Great ending to the video here. We got a surprise guest. Thought it was the ops, but it's, Big Mouth.
man, hopefully
Thought
you
it was
enjoyed
the
it.
odds.
Hopefully you enjoyed it thus far, because good luck.
It's been such a
Bro,
great
I thought it
night.
was fucking Kevin, bro.
That's what they do.
Dylan, give us.
Oh!
Dylan, start the
That's not
outro.
even it.
4641. You bought pizza, right?
4641?
No.
Nope.
Not us.
No.
No.
Oh, Anthony Matilda.
No.
That's
He said delivered to the
What's the
building.
street?
That's us, but
Does your dad have someone home?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Anthony Matola is a very familiar name.
Matilda?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Might have someone in the house next door.
Call Dad.
He's calling now. He's gonna see.
Alright.
It's gonna be. It should be one of those two.
Yeah, it's like
so
the
funny.
left.
I
God,
love
must have
this.
been like.
We're gonna sue the one he has
He's
down.
Matilda.
So did I.
Right.
Wasn't he in your grade?
No, it said the outbuilding, so I know I usually like deliver to you and stuff. So
Imagine it's a prank.
We're getting pranked.
It's got a.
'Cause we did not order food, like, no
Yeah,
joke.
no.
no
Yeah.
joke. Alright.
I bet you it's got confetti in that box.
No. Alright, yep.
Who knows?
Sorry, man.
Sorry
Thank
about
you.
that.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Imagine it was Big Schneis.
All right, folks. Well, that is the end of tonight's
We're
video.
gonna thank our
We just got
Domino's
a-
guests.
At the door was a Domino's delivery
what's
man,
going
not Big Mouth.
We-
So we don't know. We didn't order food. They're trying to charge us $46 for Domino's.
been like, what are they talking
Can you imagine being on the other side of the door? Oh, it's Big Mouth. Fuck this guy.
Dude,
He opens the door and I go, whoa! Oh, it's a Domino's guy.
oh my
Well,
god.
we hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, guys.
Okay, see you on top.